He warns this morning, an entire civilization will die tonight if there is no agreement to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Let's keep reading this in full. He says, an entire civilization will die tonight, never to return. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, with a complete regime change, where smarter and less radical minds prevail, maybe something wonderful could happen. Who knows? Let's find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally come to an end. God bless the great people of Iran. So once again, that was from President Trump just moments ago here on Truth Social. But I also wanted to share this. A Truth Social post from a few days ago by President Trump after he gave the Iranian regime until 8 p.m. Eastern Time today for a ceasefire that included reopening the Strait of Hormuz. He says, Tuesday will be the day of the plant and the bridge all together in Iran. Nothing like it. Open the strait, you crazy bastards, or you will live in hell. Just wait. Praise be to Allah. Donald J. Trump. I wanted to share this here since we're just finding this out this morning. The Al-Swaiwa carried out dozens of attacks against military targets on Iran's Karg Island last night and early this morning. This according to a senior Swaiwa official who spoke to Fox News. President Trump suggested attacks on the Iranian stronghold last week after threats to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. An official stated the Al-Swaiwa hit dozens of military targets on Karg Island. Airstrikes hit Tehran today, and Iranian officials called on young people to form human chains to protect power plants hours before Trump's deadline for the Islamic Republic. Trump extended deadlines, but indicated that the 8 p.m. deadline in Washington was final, worrying the Iranians. He threatened to destroy Iran's power plants and bridges, as he posted on Truth Social, if Tehran does not allow traffic through the strait where 1/5 of the world's oil passes. The Iranian leader said that 14 million people, including himself, volunteered to fight. Although Iran does not match the sophistication of the United States and Israel's weaponry, its control over the strait causes global losses and puts pressure on President Trump, both domestically and internationally, to resolve the standoff. Officials involved say that negotiations are ongoing, but Iran rejected the latest proposal from the United States, and it was unclear whether a deal would be reached before the attacks threatened by President Trump. World leaders and experts warn that such attacks could constitute a war crime. Once again, I want to reiterate this because President Trump posted it on Truth Social just a short while ago. We also shared that attacks have hit Iran, including residential areas in Tehran, with nearly 30 people killed. Iran fired at Israel and Saudi Arabia, temporarily closing an important bridge. Now, about Tuesday's deadline, he warned, the entire country could be destroyed in a single night. He said, Iran's bridges will be decimated by tomorrow at midnight. And he added, the power plants will go up in flames and become unusable. All of this was said at a press conference by President Trump yesterday while he was speaking. In response, Iran called on all young people, athletes, artists, students, and university students, as well as their teachers, to form human chains around these power plants. I would like to share some comments from President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. We just heard the Vice President speaking in Hungary a short while ago, where he received a question about Iran. I want to share that response with you.
You asked about Karg Island. From what I understood from Pete and General Kane, we were going to attack military targets on Karg Island. I believe we've already done that. We are following the president's deadline, and he was clear about it. We will not attack energy and infrastructure targets until the Iranians bring or do not bring an acceptable proposal. But he gave the deadline until Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So I don't believe that the news from Karg indicates a change in strategy or any change from the American president. He used to say that the deadline is at 8 o'clock. And what is the deadline for? Basically, what Iran is trying to do, because it was defeated militarily, is to try to cause as much economic pain as possible to the world. And the President of the United States knows that if the Iranians want to inflict a certain amount of pain, the Americans have the ability to inflict much, much greater pain.
Once again, Vice President Vance a short while ago, responding to a reporter about the news we shared. According to Fox News, the U.S. bombed Iranian military targets on Karg Island at night, including bunkers, radars, and ammunition depots. This, once again, all according to Fox News. As I mentioned before, President Trump spoke about Iran at a press conference at the White House yesterday. I want to show you now a 2-minute clip.
I can't talk about a ceasefire right now, but I can say that we are taking very active measures. A willing participant on the other side, they would like to reach an agreement. I can't say anything more, but they would like to.
President, your message has changed from the war is ending to we will bomb Iran back to the Stone Age, and we've heard a variety of them, of course, that kind of messaging. So what's the answer? Are you going to end this? No. Is it escalating?
No, I'm telling you, I don't know. I can't say. It depends on what they do. This is a critical period. They have until tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for a 7-day extension, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days. Actually, the 10 days end today, so I ended up giving them 11 indirectly. I thought it was inappropriate the day after Easter. I want to be a nice person. They have until tomorrow. Now, let's see what happens. I can tell you that they are negotiating in good faith. Let's find out. We are getting help from some amazing countries that really want this to end, because this situation also affects them a lot. A lot of people are affected by this, but we are giving them until tomorrow, 8 o'clock at night, Eastern time. And after that, they won't have bridges. They won't have